Okay, company motto. Are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, really? Thank you very much. Once again, we want to welcome everybody to the North Carolina Global Sunday Evening Call. And we are so happy that you're here from all over the world. Jerry Lee's mute out, everybody, please. All right. Once again, welcome everyone. Okay, tonight we're going to get it started because people always have questions for this doctor here. He is, to some people, he might be new, but to the rest of us, we know him very well. Is Dr. Aaron Sway. He's a doctor of acupuncture and also Oriental medicine. And he is one of our favorite doctors. Everyone always have questions for him. So if you have questions, I want you to make sure that you write them down so you don't forget, but we will have a question and answer period. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give a warm welcome to Dr. Aaron Sway. Dr. Sway, how are you doing this evening? Unmute. I saw him here earlier. There he is. There he is.
Okay, now I am unmuted. Thank you very much, Uncle Mike. Thank you for the warm welcome. My name is Aaron Sway. I practice Chinese medicine and acupuncture. It's been almost 30 years now. And tonight I would like to share some of the healthcare products from Atomy. Okay. Let's see. Let me share my, okay, not that. Here we go. And I would like to share slide. Oh, not that slide. Okay. Well, everything's up here. Go down there. Okay, bear with me. This is my new computer.
Take your time. We're all here. People still coming in.
At the bottom of your, to the right. There you go, to the right.
Is it?
To the right, keep going. Scroll to the right.
To the right.
Right there.
Here you go. Okay.
All right.
Very good. Thank you for the guidance. Okay, I'll go this one, going down a little bit. Okay. Oops. Okay, here we go. Okay, start with the calcium magnesium ratio. Usually the calcium magnesium ratio is 2:1. Okay, and why it's important? Because calcium and magnesium is it's like a yin and yang in Chinese medicine. Okay, calcium is found mostly outside of the cell, and magnesium found in the inside of cells. And calcium excites and magnesium calms. And calcium contributes to clogging, and the magnesium contributes to blood flow. Calcium is found in the bones, magnesium found mostly in soft tissue. And calcium helps the muscle to contract, magnesium helps muscle to relax. So if they're not balanced, that means sometimes you could have the muscle spasm. So then what you need to take is magnesium. But if you are taking magnesium and calcium together, 2-to-1 ratio, then you won't have the problem. So for those of you who had who already experienced some leg cramps at night, and especially in the calf muscle, this is the formula that you want to take, okay? And for those of you who cannot sleep well at night, you can also take this. And for those of you who have minor constipation, then you can try this also, okay? Okay, so Atomy has plant calcium, mainly from the plant bases from the ocean, okay? And this is a 2-to-1 ratio, and there are other vitamins and minerals along with this. And I'll tell you a little bit about why they have to be all right here, okay? Have you, if you are a milk drinker, you know, when you buy the milk, some milk has vitamin D in it. That's because without vitamin D, the body cannot absorb calcium. That's why vitamin D is in your milk, okay? And magnesium is another thing that you need magnesium to absorb better. Without the magnesium, the calcium can go to your kidneys, ready to be excreted from your body. And sometimes you could have a kidney stone. So be careful, don't just take calcium. And when you read the label, you're going to see calcium, magnesium. Okay, and also there is other ingredient there. It's a cornstarch, and people are asking me, I don't like starch because that make me fat. So you have no idea what you don't like. The cornstarch is absolutely necessary to bind the calcium magnesiums together, okay? And also what it does is disintegrate, you know, that means the calcium magnesium will not be dissolved until it reaches to certain areas of your body, especially in the stomach, and sometimes it bypasses the stomach. It will dissolve in the small intestine, some will dissolve in the large intestine. That's because, you know, if it dissolves in some of the areas, will not be absorbed, first of all, and cannot be digested. Yeah. So that's why the cornstarch is absolutely necessary. Some people have the wheat allergy, wheat or you know, anything. The gluten is one of the safest. So this has a true function, like I said, it binds the calcium or the medication, and also this integrant. Okay. Okay. Since I practice Chinese medicine, I like to introduce a little bit about the Chinese medicine. In Chinese medicine, we also use calcium and magnesium, and formation is the dragon bone. Where do you find the dragon bone? Well, in China, calcium bone. It's actual the fossil they found. So they've been using this form of the mineral for very long time. If it's hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. And another one is muli. Yeah, the muli is oyster shell. So if you buy the calcium in the market, you will find the source of calcium is from oyster shell, muli. So in Chinese medicine, we used a longo muli for a long time. And the usage is just the calcium magnesium. Longo muli, there is also famous herbal decoction. It's called guizhi jia longo muli tang. The guizhi is cinnamon and plus longo and muli, and both of them are calcium. So the formula is to help people with the anxiety, irritability, nervousness, and insomnia. So from here, you can see calcium, magnesium can help some of those symptoms. If somebody is overly anxious, overly irritable, nervous, cannot sleep at night, try it, okay? Okay. And 3 types of magnesium in the Atomy plant calcium. And there is a magnesium citrate, magnesium oxide, magnesium amino acid chelate, okay? The magnesium and the citrate and the oxide, they all work for constipation, okay? If you take a little too much, you could have loose bowels, okay? If somebody says, oh, after I take plain calcium, I have a little loose bowel or diarrhea, maybe you took too much. So you can reduce a little bit. And also for those of you who have acid reflux, you could also try this because most of anti-acid medications are calcium-based. Okay, and magnesium amino acid chelate, this one is especially good for muscles and the nerves. However, if somebody has kidney disease, then you have to talk to your doctor, okay? Because this can cause more issues. Okay. So there are other, like I said, there are other the vitamins and the minerals like calcium, magnesium, vitamin D, vitamin K, zinc, copper, manganese, and boron. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about more about the vitamin D because I think we're going to have a new formula from Atomy that is a vitamin D, the calcium, magnesium, vitamin D. It's a very important combination because in order to for the body to absorb a calcium better, have to have a vitamin D, and we also need to have a magnesium. Okay, so magnesium helps to regulate calcium transport and stimulates the secretion of calcitonin, a hormone that aids in the flux of calcium into the bone. So it's not just the absorption, but also transport the calcium into the bone. Okay, and the vitamin D is required to promote calcium absorption, and which helps to maintain healthy bones and teeth. Okay, so D, I'm going to talk a little bit about the D because we are making vitamin Ds, believe it or not. And there is one vitamin that, you know, I talked a lot that we used to make, but not anymore, because I think we are access to that, you know, fruits and the vegetables, they are rich in vitamin C's. Yeah, so oranges, apples, and so on. So C, we don't make vitamin C's, but some of the animals are still making vitamin C. I talked about that, you know, many times in the past. You know, the rats and the dogs and the cats, they all make their own vitamin D. So guess what? They don't usually eat the fruits and they don't like to eat some of the vegetables because they are making their own the vitamin C's. By human, we like to smoothie all the fruits and vegetables and stuff, because we need vitamin C. And the vitamin D, however, we are making vitamin Ds. It's very important because if we don't have vitamin D, then we could have spinal the problems, the spines and getting weak, and then we get hunched. Yeah, so we have to have a vitamin D. So then what is the best? Is the sunlight is the best to get the vitamin D or supplements? Okay, after industrialization, we become people start to live under the roof. Okay, we don't go out a lot, and also our skin got so sensitive, and we are afraid of the cancer. So my recommendation is we try both. Okay, if you don't, if you're afraid of going out to get vitamin D or sunlight, then I'll tell you when to go out. When is the best time to go out, and when is the best time to take take vitamin D. And also, by the way, vitamin D is, the nature type is produced in the skin from a universal present form of cholesterol. Okay, vitamin D is not water soluble vitamin. It is the oil soluble. Okay, it's oil based, and so you have to have a cholesterol to make vitamin D's. So if you are vegetarian, so then you need to take some fat from good source, okay? Because it is you absolutely need cholesterol to make your own vitamin D's, okay? Here. So what time is the best time to take vitamin D? At noon with the meal, okay? Why at noon? Because noontime we get most UVB, right? UVB is necessary to make vitamin D's. However, UVB can cause skin cancers too, okay? So if you're afraid, really, then you take at noon with the meal. So that's the best time, because that's the best time actually to get the full sunlight UVB and to get the vitamin D. What time is the best time to sun exposure and how long? It's really between 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, because at 12 o'clock is the sun is at the top of you, and probably it's a little too strong. So the best time, 7 a.m. maybe, it's just the, sunrise. Okay, sunrise to right before the lunchtime is the best time. The morning sun is the best time, and you don't get exposure to too much sun, and so you worry about the skin cancer. And for how long? 20 to 30 minutes. Okay, and how to improve vitamin D absorption. For better absorption of vitamin D, you must include vitamin K, you see? So we have vitamin K in the plant calcium, and magnesium, zinc, see? So in order to absorb vitamin D better, we all need vitamin K, magnesium, and zinc in your diet. So this in one formula, it has everything, okay? How much we have to take, it depends, okay? If you are living where there is no sun, like a northern European countries, probably you need more, because if you don't take more, they found out, people could easily get depressed. That's why people from northern European countries, they all go to where? Malaysia, Philippines, and Indonesia, those areas during the winter time. It's not just because of the coldness. It's because, you know, they need to get the sun, exposed to the sun. Okay, so the next one, I like to talk about the iron, because this is also another new product that we have. So iron is very important, and because after we found the metal, you know, skillets, and the people really don't need much of iron because the those you know, the cookingware is already metal, and if you scraped, it's the same iron actually. When you cook, you know, those the skillets. Okay. However, it depends on the you know, some of the conditions, and probably you need extra iron. Okay, especially for those who have heavy menstruation, heavy cycle, then probably you need extra. And also for a pregnant woman, probably need extra. Okay, so this is one of the supplement that is approved for pregnant women. So you could actually recommend this to pregnant woman. Okay, so what are the food that are rich in iron? Okay, grains, shellfish, broccoli, Brussels, and the dry fruits, and green beans, green peas, the leafy greens, poultry, cooked spinach, the meat, you know, especially the red meat. And for those who have a low iron count and a low hemoglobin, and you know, they don't eat meat a lot, and sometimes I tell them, well, for this time only, you know, for those, especially with the heavy menstrual bleeding, I call it the steak therapy. It really helps. And especially low energy and so on, sometimes you need some red meat. Okay. Okay, so this is another Chinese medicine. We use iron, actually. It's not the same iron, however, it's the iron from magnetics. So we use a magnetics. It's a powder, magnetic powder, into the formula. Okay, so if you can see, it's just the cross reference, just for you to understand where we use in Chinese medicine. So we use for agitated heart and the spirit with the restlessness, palpitation, insomnia, tremor, dizziness, and vertigo. You see, and in patients with the indeficiency with the yang rising. What's that mean? Indeficiency with the yang rising. So people with the, let's say, who just had this heavy bleeding cycle, and then the husband made her get angry. So that's a yang rising and the indeficient. And so lady could have a restlessness, a palpitation, insomnia, irritability, you know, dizziness, a vertigo. So that's what it means, indeficiency with the yang rising. And if you look at down here, and the kidney and the liver indeficiency with the impaired hearing or deafness. Okay, tinnitus, look at tinnitus or visual disturbance. So iron, sometimes we use this, the magnets for with the longumuli, those calciums and magnesiums for tinnitus, especially if somebody is yang type, you know, easily get angry, agitated. Those people with the tinnitus, you can try those, okay? And chronic asthma due to kidney unable to grasp the qi. What's that mean? Kidney unable to grasp qi. That means shortness of breath. So if you tell a patient, take a deep breath, and they cannot take a deep breath because the kidney is so weak. So in the half of the way, they will cough a little bit because they cannot take a deep breath. That means the kidney cannot grasp the energy, the qi, the breath, okay? Iron deficiency symptoms. Of course, the fatigue, shortness of breath, right? Weakness, headaches, restless leg syndrome, poor focus, heart palpitation, right? It's very similar, right? Yeah. So if if anybody that you can recommend. But definitely if they're saying, oh, I have this disease or this diagnosis, then you don't want to recommend directly because you don't diagnose and you don't prescribe. Okay, but if somebody says, oh, after a cycle, I feel shortness of breath, I feel fatigue, and restless leg syndrome. Restless leg syndrome, by the way, is when you're sleeping, the leg is just wants to go out, wants to come out of your bed. So that's restless leg syndrome. Okay, so then, and calcium, magnesium. Okay. The next one, I like to talk about the coenzyme because some of them are the enzyme. We understand the enzymes, right? We have digest your food. So especially if you eat too late at night, so make sure take one. That will help you. And also in the lunchtime, after lunch, if you feel sleepy, okay, try this, the enzyme, also Coenzyme. But what is a coenzyme? Because, there is something called coenzyme. And what's the difference between coenzyme and the enzyme? So enzyme, as you know, it breaks down your food into small pieces so that your body can absorb, okay? Coenzyme is it's a kind of enzyme, but it's not the protein based. And the coenzyme is going to help enzyme to do further, okay? So it helps enzymes, and it has a catalytic reaction. Okay, that means it makes it mix with the enzyme and make the particles get more smaller and able to absorb better, and also transfer and into produce more energy in your system. So why I'm talking about the coenzyme enzyme here, because we have vitamin B complex. The vitamin B complex are the coenzymes. It's very important in energy metabolism. So after you take vitamin B complex, sometimes you'll feel, oh, I feel a little less tired, right? Yeah. So you can try B complex vitamins. When is the best time to take this? I would say in the morning or lunchtime, because I tried at the dinner time, and after I took this, I was awake. my energy was high, and so probably you like to try in the morning, especially if you have a sensitivity to some of the supplements, and if you have the sleeping issues. So then you like to try during the day instead of at night. So vitamin D is crucial to make is a crucial as a coenzyme, and also produce more the energy. The one thing that I would like to mention with the B complex, I found out after I take a vitamin B complex, my appetite has increased. So you know, whatever I eat is so tasty. If you are easily gaining weight, so definitely you want to avoid the nighttime taking this. Take during the day. Okay, so you can see the Atomy has a vitamin B complex, and with many other B vitamins. And I like to go over just the one thing, the B12, because a lot of elderly people are taking this extra, and also they even get the injections, right? So because it requires for normal red blood cell formation, and also neurological function and DNA synthesis. So, you know, when the elderly people complains that I have pins and needles in my fingers and, you know, numbness and, you know, I feel weak and tired, you know, my arm is weak. That's why the doctor prescribed a vitamin B12. So what is a vitamin B complex good for? B vitamins plays a vital role in maintaining good health and well-being, everybody knows, and may help prevent infections, help support or promote cell health. Okay. Yeah, we can go, we could. And here, and your body. Symptoms of vitamin B12 deficiency: pale and yellow tinge to your skin. So your facial complexion is a little yellowish, and a sore and a red tongue, and sometimes you know, when you look at the coating, it's a glassy. It looks very painful. And pins and needles, like I said, pins and needles in your fingers, and the numbness. And here, depression and anxiety, irritability, disturbed vision, and changes in the way that you walk and move around. So it's kind of all, you know, part of it are the neurological conditions. So that is the vitamin B12 deficiency.
Okay, let's give Dr. Aaron Sway a hand, everyone. That was some good information. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to open it up for question and answer. Please make your question short, okay? Make it a question and not a story. Keep it short so that way we can get a lot of people in. Okay, I see Alma. Alma, how are you doing, dear?
I'm doing great. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sui. I couldn't listen from the beginning about the calcium, but one thing caught my attention. What's the difference between cooked spinach and raw spinach? You said that cooked spinach has the iron.
Yeah, well, you know, some of the plants, and when you cook or when you dry, the chemistry changes a little bit, or it maximizes more of the vitamins. Okay, so for instance, you know, raisins. The raisins has a rich in iron. Okay, so if you just eat the grapes, probably not as much. But the dry raisins, especially, you can eat more of the dry raisins. And when it's dried, you know, you have a more concentrated nutrients. Yeah, so, and also some of the green leaf, you know, I recommend that you stir fry or you cook a little bit, because, you know, when you go to Chinese restaurants, they don't have salad, right? Everything is stir fried. Everything is cooked.
Yes.
Because it's easy to absorb. You know, if you eat raw, sometimes your body cannot absorb well. And we think it's more healthy. It's not necessarily, that's why the Chinese cooking, they develop the certain the skills. They cook in a very quick fire so that nutrients won't be damaged, but also you are able to absorb better.
Thank you very much. So you'll know the wok, you can steam your vegetables there.
Yes.
Our cooking.
Yeah.
Things that matter.
So so this is the cooking skill, and when you cook, when the green leaves are getting darker color, that's the time it's done. So you don't want to cook more than over that, otherwise it gets soggy. So you don't want to cook until it gets really soggy. So when you start to have the fire, it gets dark green. That's done already.
Okay, thank you very much, Alma. Okay, we're gonna go to Mr. King, and after that, we'll have Grace.
Good evening, Dr. Sui, and thank you again. I'm from Atomy at the Center, but Baltimore, Maryland. Quick question: what is the best time to drink vitamin B12 for a diabetic patient, or like a diabetic people? Is it in the morning or is it in the night? Vitamin B12 is being prescribed.
Yeah, well, so it really depends on the person, actually. So you can try in the morning and try at lunchtime, try at the nighttime, and you can try before meal. You can try after meal. So every time when you take, you make a note, and when do you feel the best? So that's your dosage, and that's your time to take. Okay. So in general, like I said, I like to take in the morning because that's when I, like to feel the energy. After breakfast, I like to take, and sometimes after lunch. But if I take too late, and it just wake me up because, I get too much energy from it. So my preference is in the morning or the lunchtime.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ping. Okay, Grace.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Sui. I really appreciate you sharing your knowledge. I must have missed it, but just for clarification, when is the best time to take our calcium? Do you recommend it in the morning or nighttime or something? Yeah.
So the calcium, magnesium, along with the vitamin D, I like to take at noon. Because the calcium, best time for the vitamin D is actually time. Yeah, so that's when you take calcium, magnesium together, because you need those three to be absorbed better. Yeah, so I think that's the best time to take at noon.
Great, thank you so much. What about Doctor? I know the vitamin, the B or vitamin B complex. So is it nighttime? Because I have like restless leg syndrome. So is it gonna be nighttime for me, or is I don't want to eat?
Your body needs time to be absorbed, right? So if you have a restless leg syndrome at night, that doesn't mean that you take at night, because you need to take before nighttime so that your body can absorb and then works in your system.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So like I said, probably you like to try in the morning, okay, so that it can work at night. Yeah, and also you can also try at night, right? Because everybody's absorption time frame is different. You see, some people goes to the bathroom in the morning or first thing in the morning, and some people goes to the bathroom at night, and some people goes to in the middle of the day. That's because your large intestine time clock is different. Everybody has a different time clock, but the best time to go to the bathroom is between 5 and 7 in the morning, because that's the large intestine time according to the Chinese medicine. And when is the best time to have your breakfast is between 9 and 11. Okay. So that's the best time because that's the stomach time. Yeah. So everybody has a different time clock, and so it's you have to record your time frame. After you take vitamin, the calcium, and you feel better when you are taking in the morning, then probably that's the best time for you to take. But in general, I like to take with the meal at noon.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Good questions, Grace. Okay, next we're going to go to Sales Master Sharon Wilson.
All right, thank you. Hello, Dr. Sway. Hello, everyone. Listen, I appreciate you so much for, I know you had to pay much to get this knowledge, and you're giving it away for free. God bless you. My question for you, I have a family member who's dealing with a bit of dementia, like early stages. Is there something that they could be on that can really help them?
Okay. So dementia, that definitely is, problem with the brain activity, right? So I would like to use anything that can improve the blood circulation in the brain, okay? The chemohim is one of them. And also in Korea, I think they have this natto. Natto is the fermented bean. I don't know if they have in other places, but in Korea they have available. Anyhow, anything that improves the circulation, pomegranate is another one that could improve the circulation, the blood circulation, and omega-3, of course. Omega-3 is also good for the circulation. So, my approach with all my patients are not to treat the disease approach. That's my approach. My approach is to help the patient approach. Okay. What's that mean? What's the difference? Okay, so the difference is, when you are treating the disease approach, you have to wait until you see the disease. If we don't see the disease, you don't do the treatment. What is the treating the patient approach? That is, even you don't have the disease, you start treat now. How do you treat? You want to stay healthy. So that's my approach. So how do you do that? Okay, so there are a lot of ways to do that. One of them is you take whatever you need to take. If you feel very tired, then you have to help yourself. You have to evaluate yourself and see if you slept okay, or you ate your meals, or if you're not digesting well, whether you help your digestion, help your absorption, or you did your exercise, you stretched today, all those factors are, how to keep you stay healthy. Okay, so don't wait until you have the symptoms and you go to your doctors. A doctor will give you a diagnosis. If they don't give you the diagnosis, they have no business with you. You see? So they're not going to prescribe any medicine for you because you don't have the diagnosis. So don't wait until you have diagnosis. You have to, treat you right. Take good care of yourself. Before you have the disease. So that's my approach. I treat my patients. I don't treat disease. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Dr. Sway, in the ATG mall, we have Ginkgo and Natto.
Very good. ATG mall. That's the word that I couldn't recall. The ATG mall.
And also we have the Memory Smart Up.
Okay, very good.
Okay, I take both of those products, excellent products and good information. There we go. I bet that's Sherry Lee right there. Is that Sherry Lee?
Oh yeah, it's a,
Is
I
that you,
think
Dr.
it's a
Sway?
Sherry. Okay, Atomy, ginkgo, and natto. Ginkgo and natto is known to improve the circulation in the brain. Okay, so however, we don't say this will treat dementia, okay? Because we don't. Period. However, does it help memory? Yes. Why? How? Because it improves oxygen supply to your brain, and also help the blood circulation. So in order to have a good oxygen supply, what do you need? Right? Iron, right? Because hemoglobin is going to take the oxygens to the brain. Without sufficient iron, you don't have oxygen in the hemoglobin. So make sure you also take some iron, and also our iron doesn't cause constipation. Some of the iron pills, if you take a little too much, your stool color gets dark, and you have a very dry, constipation. So you have to be careful, especially if you're a pregnant woman. Do not take those, iron pills. Take as natural as possible. And also, iron level is not really high compared to, other the supplements. I think one of the reason is that we get pretty much good iron supplies from our food source. We don't need that much, too much. And this iron is, I think it's also plant-based. It's not the metal-based. It's not from your iron knife.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're going to go to Miss Santos, then Mary Lou, and then young Brenton. Miss Santos.
Hello world. Ni hao ma, doctors. What do you call it? Zhao shang hao. Wo wei shuo zhong no. Wo wei shuo zhong wen yi dian dian. I love your teaching.
Thank you.
I love your teaching with this product the detailed product of Atomy. My question is, we avoid eating red meat for a long time, and we love the veggies of Chinese, the vegetable cooking of Chinese, except for the too much cholesterol. But is there a maximum calcium intake that we need to supplement the red meat? Yes, to supplement the red meat we do not eat for a long time, that causes what's this, anemia in our, or less production of red blood cells in our.
So for those of you who do not eat red meat, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and it can be your healthy issue or a religious issue. It doesn't matter if you don't take red meat. However, I recommend that if you have symptoms of those iron deficiency or low hemoglobin count, then you want to consider, because you have to consider as a medicine. Okay, the food is the medicine. Food can be a medicine. So that's my recommendation. But if you still don't like to red meat, that's fine also. You can try iron, right? Our iron, the supplement. I just got one. I tasted already right here, right? Atomy iron, and it has a blueberry taste, and it doesn't taste metal in your mouth, unlike other iron, after you take it, you taste some metal in your mouth, and this one you don't taste the metal. Okay, so you can try iron in this way. And also, like I said, some of the cookware, is iron based. So, if you scrape it, you can lick it. you will get the same iron, believe it or not. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Sway.
Welcome.
All right. Okay. Very Lou.
Hello. Do you hear me?
Yes, Mary Lou.
Yeah. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Dr. Sui. My question is, I'm taking calcium, iodine, omega-3 in the morning after breakfast. Can I also take vitamin B complex and iron to combine?
Yes.
I can take it
Yes.
together?
Yeah.
Okay.
The iron sometimes, sometimes I like to take dinner time. Actually, dinner time. I like take at the dinner time, but you can take any time. But like I said, everybody has a different time of digestion and absorption and so on. So the best time is your time.
Okay.
And we don't understand your time.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Sui.
You're welcome.
Anybody told you that you're getting younger and younger?
Me?
Every time I see you, yeah, you have a
really?
good
Thank you. Thank
getting
you.
younger. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Next, we're going to go to young Brenton. And then we're going to go to Jerry. And then Nancy in Florida.
Hello, hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sui. I always appreciate it. Yes, your face, it does glowing lately.
Thank you.
Thank you. My doctor just checked that my bone density, my bone density was a little lower, so they recommended to take calcium. So I was so happy we had it. I used to take it, but it was like it wasn't. Absorbency wasn't so good, so like I could still repeat after, so I didn't like it. But it didn't. But doctor told me to take it about 1,000 milligrams. Then when I take it two together, it kind of like a little bit too much for me. So is that a calcium, like a certain level of the milligram, it digested better, certain way, or like should I take it morning or afternoon or evening separately?
You can do that. Yeah.
Oh.
So take separately. You take one in the morning and take another one at night. Yeah. If I take them together, I stay in the bathroom.
Because it was like it wasn't, like digestion wasn't so great, so like I just wondering.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't take them together. And also, if your bone density is low, and don't just rely on the calcium. Why? Because if you don't do weight-bearing exercise, your bone thinks you don't need much. So you have to do weight-bearing exercise. What is a weight-bearing exercise? Squatting. Okay, the squatting is the number one for weight-bearing exercise. When you do weight-bearing exercise, your bone gets stronger, and your bone gets the weight. That's why your bone thinks you need more calcium. So bone will absorb more calcium.
Right now, I am doing swimming, so 1 hour.
Swimming?
Yes, swimming.
The swimming and weight-bearing is different. It has to be weight-bearing. The swimming is a weight. It's different. It's a floating. It's a weight floating exercise. It's for the muscle exercise. It's not the bone exercise.
Okay.
The bone exercise is you have to lift against the gravity. That's the weight bearing exercise. Make sense? Yeah. So if you're floating in the water, that's the when you it's a muscle exercise and the joint exercise. It's not really the weight bearing exercise.
Thank you.
Okay.
Good information. Okay, Jerry Vang, and then we're going to take a question from the chat, and then we're going to go to Nancy. Jerry.
Hey, Aaron Sui, I have a question about that. Those two products of like iron and the calcium. You did mention something about one of them helps with constipation, right?
Well, calcium, the constipation is a magnesium.
And any chance of find enzyme and the probiotic if I'm using those as well? What's the combination if I'm using those along with that magnesium, calcium for?
Yeah, magnesium, calcium, Coenzyme, and probiotics.
Probiotic?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, will be okay if I took all those three together for?
You can take all those three together, and also oatmeal.
Oatmeal's okay to use it with too.
Oatmeal, right? You chew and chew and chew and chew and chew and chew. Chew long time, and that will help you to move your bowels.
Is it okay if I think you did mention one of them that you said you must take it from, I think, noon or afternoon time, no like breakfast to dinner time. Like if I'm gonna use the fine enzyme, is it okay if I use it on that specific time?
Coenzyme, I like to take especially after you have a heavy meal. You went to a buffet restaurant. Make sure you bring your Coenzyme.
I see. Okay, I guess.
Okay, thank you very much, Jerry. Question from the chat. Will calcium intake be still beneficial if we don't take vitamin D with it?
Well, you have no choice because the Atomy plant calcium already has vitamin D.
Okay, thank you very much.
That's
okay,
because
now,
that's a must. If you don't have D, you don't absorb calcium.
Okay, thank you very much. Now we go to Nancy in Florida. Unmute, Nancy.
Nancy, unmute. One more time, unmute.
Unmute again.
How is that now?
Okay,
sorry.
Much better.
My question is for somebody who just recently has annual physical exam, came back with hemoglobin is on the higher end, borderline. So in this case, should this person take Hemohan at all?
Well, what does it mean borderline? It's deficient?
It's 15.
Okay. Oh.
The number.
Well, when hemoglobin level is very low, you have to find out why it's low. There are many causes.
It's on the higher ends. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked.
Okay.
That's a high.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if a hemoglobin level is high, you also need to find out why it's high. That's the first thing that you need to ask your physician. Maybe do extra exams and so on, and you have to ask. And sometimes too much of anything is also no good. Okay, too much iron it can be no good. Too much, that too much means the body cannot absorb or cannot digest or cannot get rid of it. Yeah. So that's the first thing that you should ask. Why, why it's too high. Okay.
So can this person take Hemohan, or his Hemohan should be stopped?
Well, Hemohan if you understand the hemohim is definitely is a blood tonic. So that means if somebody has a blood deficient type of symptoms and feeling weak all the time and low immunity, that's when you can recommend hemohim. So that's your guideline.
Yeah, but what am I questioning in this person's case? Can she take hemohim?
Well, that's what I mean. You need to find out, what's the reason of a high hemoglobin first.
Okay.
I think that's the first thing that you need to find out. Yeah, but the hemoglobin, the hemohim, anybody can take it. Everybody can take it. Whether it's a high hemoglobin level or because this will not increase the hemoglobin level very high, and will help the immunity. Okay.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much, Nancy. Next, we'll go to Glory Walters.
Yes, hi. I wanted to ask if it was okay for a person who has had a liver transplant to take the iron.
So that's the question that he has to ask his physician, because any transplant patients, they're very sensitive to many things. So how his body is going to react, we don't know yet. We don't know until he try it. But the doctor will have more information, for those questions. So I don't know actually. Yeah. So you can ask him to ask his physician if he's able to take extra something.
Yes, okay, because he has issues with his hemoglobin dropping very low. So
okay, yeah. So the liver, yeah. Tell me.
No, I was going to ask also if hemohim is safe for someone with a transplant.
Well, I would be a little careful. However, he can try it, and he has to monitoring by himself. And so, after he try one and see if his energy level is getting better, and he can also try one iron.
Mm-hmm.
Try it and see if he feels better. So he has to monitor by himself, see
Okay.
if he feels better. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you very much, Glory. Next, we'll go to Christine Kim.
Hi, Dr. Sui. Always appreciate that you're giving us like detailed information about the product. We are actually planning to, we are actually getting vitamin D3, I believe, next month. Can you explain about what's the vitamin D or vitamin?
Yeah, there is a vitamin D, D2, D3, D4. So D4 is the most, friendly, the D form of vitamin D to be absorbed into our body. Okay, so I think we're making vitamin Ds from our sunlight. The body makes a natural D3 vitamins. So you don't have to worry about D2, D3, D4. They're all D. Yeah. So they use the D3 because what I understood is that's the most friendly form. So the body can, absorb. So that's the D3.
Thank you very much. Good question, Christine Kim and Dr. Sway. Thank you for talking about the D4, because I've never heard D4 before. I know I'm looking forward to D3 that we're getting, because it's been delayed about 4 or 5 times because of the pandemic. So everyone is looking forward to that product. Okay, I don't see any more hands. Are there any other hands? Yeah, we got Mon. Sharon Roadmaster Mon. Talk to us, Mon.
Evening. Thank you, Dr. Sui. Thank you so much for all the great information. I do have a friend that has issue with, he's a diabetic, and I'm just wondering why is his sugar always, or why is his sugar level is always low? And why does he have to eat sweet?
Why sugar level is low? Oh, well, well, there are two types of diabetes. It's a type 1 and type 2. Type 2 has to be careful. It's diabetes that has to do with the sugar. However, the sugar can go down very low. That's very dangerous. That's why, sometimes for those, the type 1, they always carry candy or something in their pocket because their sugar level can go down low. But the type 2 normally, unless they're fasting, their sugar level will not go down that low. So the low below 60, people can die. But what saves their life? One candy. One candy can save their life. But if they don't have a candy, they could die. So they have to carry the candy. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Dr. Sui. Now, what about if instead of taking candy, could he just take Him? Would that bring up his sugar?
That's right. Hemohim has some sugar in it. So that's why the Hemohim can help diabetes patients too. But for those patients that they like to check their blood sugar level all the time, and they check their sugar right after take the Hemohim, and they're complaining that their sugar level went up. Of course it went up. Because the Hemohim took the Hemohim. But how does Hemohim helps the patient? For the long run, it will slowly manage the sugar level. It helps the sugar level maintain the healthy sugar level. So that's how the Hemohim is working. It's not instantaneous lowers your blood sugar level, And if you want that, you need to take insulin, okay? Then you will drop right away. But the Hemohim is not the insulin, right? Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, next we're going to go to Manuel and then back to Ping.
Good evening, everybody. So thank you, doctor, for the great information. But I have a question. I have a friend. He have a so high cholesterol. How to get what product they can drink to get down normally?
Well, high cholesterol, like I said, the cholesterol is we have a good cholesterol or bad cholesterol. Good fat, a bad fat. The cholesterol, sometimes they call it the genetic, but anyway, it's a fact. Okay, so the cholesterol on the skin, under the skin is healthy. They're not bad actually. You need to have a cholesterol. If you don't have, if you have a zero cholesterol, you're in trouble. But the problem is the cholesterol is stuck in your blood vessel. That's the problem. Okay, so how do you clean that? Cholesterol is oil. You need to have a good oil to cleanse the bad oil, right? If you're a mechanic, you know that, right? You need to have a scoop of grease to clean your hand before you wash under the water, right? It's a bad, dirty the oil. So what do you need? Omega-3. Right? Omega-3 is a good oil to cleanse the oil in your blood vessel. And we also have a pu'er tea, right? The tea that, dissolves the greasy food. The Chinese know that, they order pu'er tea in a Chinese restaurant. And, you drink a pu'er tea after the greasy food. So omega-3 and poor RT and exercise when in the morning. I told you, you need cholesterol to make a vitamin D, right? So why don't you burn your cholesterol? Under the sun. Yeah. And then you will make, vitamin D out of the cholesterol.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All
So,
right.
and the calcium, if you just remembered, if you take a bunch of calcium and you lie on your bed, they will not help you to deposit more calcium into your bone because you're not doing your weight bearing exercise. Yeah. So you take a bunch of calcium, you lie on your bed, and you're asking yourself a trouble. You could have kidney stone. So after you take calcium, you move, move around, right? Okay.
All right, thank you. Keith, did you want to ask a question?
Yes, I wanted to ask the doctor in regards to cancer and sugar. If you can give me some insight on that, please.
Okay, first of all, I don't talk about cancer. I don't treat cancer. I don't know cancer. And we don't talk about cancer here.
Okay.
Okay, because like I said, I treat patient, not the cancer, right? Yeah. So the cancer, but I can talk about the why the sugar and the cancer is the problem, because the cancer cells, they love sugar, like you. For those who have a sweet tooth, just like the cancer cells, they love sugar. They vive, they're alive with the sugar. Okay, so that's the number one energy source for the cancer cells. So if you stop eating sugar, you are making your cancer starve, right? So if you go fasting or detoxing, so you're actually make your cancer cells starve, and they also go detoxing too.
Yes.
Right? So that's the sugar.
Great information. I wanted to bring a lot of people are not conversant about the cancer, the sugar and mixed with the cancer.
Yeah.
They don't.
And there's another, the foreign cell that, happy with the sugar is your candidas, your fungus in your body. Okay, if you have a fungus sugar, wait until they dance in your body. They have a party in your body.
Great, thank you very much.
Okay.
All right, thank you, Keith. Okay, Mr. Ping. And we're going to, after Mr. Ping, I'm going to take one question from the chat, and that's going to end our Q&A for the evening.
Thank you, Uncle Mike. Dr. Sui, thank you very much. I cannot hold my mouth. I really have to share this. SRMon, you remember that we have that slim detox program. So that detox program had really, I've learned a lot how to manage my diabetes. You remember the first time we had the detox, Dr. Sui told me no, because you have undergone your surgery. But diabetes is just a matter of how you manage it. Because in my experience for years and years and years, anything that you put in your mouth, we call that it spikes up. So it is a manifestation of wherein you need to manage it. If he has or she has lows, just be ready. Take a sip of like 4.5 ounces of orange or pineapple juice so that it not be very high, and keep monitoring. So it gives me a fully understanding when I had this Atomy program. So I really appreciate that, and I really recognize that. Even I just finished my another detox program last 7 days ago, and anything that doctors have taught us, it helps me managing my diabetes. And I used to have 55 in my insulin. You know how I take now every evening, only 25. And my goal is to be able to remove that at certain time. So just manage it, tell him or her, and be careful and understand the diet and what he eats. That's it. It's really a big heart for me to really share this. That's why.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Uncle Mike.
You are welcome, sir. And in the chat, there's a question. If I already take insulin, can I still introduce hemoglobin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
You know, you have to understand what I'm, what I said, because I treat patients. I do not treat disease. So diabetes doesn't matter with me because I'm going to treat you. Why? If you feel tired, doesn't matter if you're taking insulin or not. If you feel tired and if you still have low energy and your immunity is low, you can still take Hemohim. And just like the food, okay? However, after you eat, maybe you don't want to take Hemohim right away because you ate. You have to wait a little bit and then take a Hemohim. Yeah, definitely will help you. And one more thing that I would like to mention that, when you bring up your friends' cases and so on, and I don't have clear information. So, I cannot answer you directly. I don't know the background, I didn't see a lab exam and what's really real cause of the problem. So I cannot answer you directly. What I can do is you have to talk to your physician first. And when you ask your physician, whatever your doctor tells you, right? You have to ask why. What's the cause, right? If you have a hypertension, you have to ask why, And hypertension, there are many types of hypertension. It's caused by the heart or caused by the kidneys. And you need to ask which one. It's the kidney, or it's my heart, or it's my stress. You have to ask. Yeah. So you can manage. It's your body. I had a patient today, just came, this afternoon, and she came and she's scratching her arm, scratching, and I was, treating her other issues, and she said, "Oh, I have just this, skin itching." It's been a while, and I said, well, after I treated her, she's still scratching, and it's already bleeding. She still scratches, and I asked her, "What medications are you taking?" And she said, "I don't take any medications." "Oh, I take a blood pressure medicine, and I've been taking it for a long time." It doesn't matter. It's a long time, short time. I like to know. And then I told her, well, your itching is from your blood pressure medication. Well, she wants to deny. So without either changing that blood pressure medication or stop taking it, otherwise her itching skin will continue. Okay, you will be here today or somewhere else. So it's your body. You need to monitoring, like the Ping said. After he monitor his diet and follow the guidelines and so on, your body. And when you know your body, okay, after you take this and that supplements, you feel better. That's when you can tell your members, okay? Only tell your story. Don't tell them do this, do that. This is good for the diabetes. This is good for hypertension. Don't do that. You're not qualified. You're not physician. You're liable when you say that. But you can share your experience. After I take this, I feel this, I feel that. You can share it. That's all you can do. And that's all you want to do. And you feel confident because that's your experience. Nobody can steal from you. Okay? So that's all my story for tonight. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Let's give Dr. Sway again another hand. That was outstanding. Good information, good question, ladies and gentlemen. That's why you want to get your people on the calls, get them plugged into the calls so that they can hear this information, so they can ask the questions that's on their heart, and so they can be satisfied in this magnificent company we have called Atomy. Okay, next we're going to go to Sharon Roadmaster Sherry Lee, and she's going to give us the latest and greatest. But before we go to Sherry Lee, is our Royal Master on the call? Do you want to say anything, ask anything? Royal Master Yusuk Sung.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sui. We are so lucky. We have a good teacher, good doctor in our group. He's coming every other month. We have so many questions. We couldn't stop. We have to overnight tonight. We learn a lot how to monitoring our health, how to management our health and life. We learn a lot from him. Thank you very much all the time for sharing knowledge. Okay, we have good news. This September, Atomy USA launching new products, Absolute Oil Serum Mist and Adelica Loose Setting Powder, and October, Vitamin D and Vita Omega Vitamin C 2000 milligram. This is coming October. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everyone. Thank you, Uncle Mike.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you very much. That's our Royal Master, Yusuk Sung. Okay, we're going to now go to Sharon Roadmaster Sherry Lee for the announcements and kind words.
Thank you, Uncle Mike. Thank you, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, first I want to say thank you, Dr. Sui, for all the knowledge and answer all the questions. I know if Uncle Mike don't stop us, then everybody's gonna ask whole night. So thank you so much. Every time we always learn all the good information from you. Thank you. Okay, just a quick reminder. This is another good news. Our CEO, Mr. Hangyo Park, is coming to USA. So put this day on your calendar and then invite all your friends and family, your business partner, to see our Mr. Hangyo Park and learn the Atomy knowledge in our success economy. So finally, we can all meet together. So hope see everyone on the November 5th in Georgia. Okay, and just want to quick remind everyone to build your gratitude habit. Remember, every day tell yourself, my body is very strong, my mind is healthy, and my soul is happy, because we are very lucky to meet Atomy. Every day we have a great product in our hand. And like Uncle Mike always remind us, take care of yourself first. We have a good supplement, we have a good product. So when you take care of yourself, you have a good energy to take care of people around you. So be kind to others. Just a quick reminder to everyone. And every Tuesday night, Eastern time, 8 p.m., we always have a good call. So this coming Tuesday, we have a great testimony. So this is a great testimony to share with everyone. So if you have time, remember to put in the calendar 8 p.m. Eastern time, and here is the Zoom meeting ID and password. So invite all your members, come here to join us. You don't want to miss it. So every Tuesday, always have a good story to share. Okay, thank you everyone to join, and back to you, Uncle Mike.
All right, thank you very much, Sharon Roadmaster, Sherry Lee. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we had a great call. Just want to thank everybody, especially those of you who are here for the first time, and come back and invite a friend. So as we prepare, let's get ready to do the closing motto. So everybody unmute. And in closing, once again, we want to thank Dr. Sway, and also let's have a great week. With that being said, just one question. Company motto, ready?
Thank you, Dr. Sway.
Everybody, good night, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Great evening.